Hey there, guys. I am Jen Lorman, exercise physiologist, mom of 3, co-creator of Tighten Your Tinkler. I'm Christina Walsh, mom of 2 and co-owner of Tighten Your Tinkler. And we're so excited to bring the close to our series about the big gap in care that all women are living with once we become mama. And this is a big issue we're talking about today that a lot of you are dealing with: diastasis recti, DR, separation of your abdominal muscles. Jen and I have both had them. Mine was 2 finger widths. Mine was 5. God bless her. Hers was 5. I can't imagine. So, but either way, we both needed help to deal with that and to recover safely from that wound. And that is what it is. It is a wound of your abdominal muscles down the front. And it takes care and skill to close it, just like any wound. And conceptualizing it this way, we find it helps moms, because we're also moms and we know the struggle of putting yourself first and on your own list. To conceptualize this as a wound that needs skilled care really helps us to be mentally and emotionally at peace with giving ourselves that care. And that is hard.
And changing the self-talk for ourselves, right? Of lowering the expectations of ourselves, because it is truly a wound. And one of the things that we wanted to start off with is, what does having a DR feel like? What are some of the symptoms that you might be dealing with? I know for me, mine was quite large. So back pain, low back tightness was a huge one for me, as well as my belly, when I would wake up in the morning, even though I did have a 5-finger width DR, was still slimmer than by the end of the day. By the end of the day, my belly was feeling pretty poochy and felt larger.
And for what it's worth, with a smaller one, those things still present, but they present less severely, as you might imagine. With a 2-finger width one, I would have called it back tightness. I wouldn't have said it was pain. But for instance, when I was standing over the crib to hush the baby and pat, and I'm bending over, I would stand up and just kind of like, really want to stretch my back. And that never happened before I had her, so I know it wasn't normal, but I wouldn't have called it pain. But that was a symptom. You know, and the other thing, I do also have that thing Jen talked about, where I wake up in the morning, my belly looks nice and flat, and by the end of the day, it's kind of like a little poochier, a little puffier, and that is a symptom. And there are 3 other main ones that we notice ourselves and that the women that we work with deal with.
And so one of the big ones for me is, if I was laying on my back, to be able to sit up out of bed or out of the bathtub, I would notice a protrusion if I tried to sit up. And quite frankly, I couldn't. I would have to turn to the side and then push up, because I had too wide of a separation from my body to actually get me up. So maybe you've been trying to do sit-ups, or maybe you've noticed that when you're in the bathtub or trying to get up out of bed in the morning.
And I would say for me, I never noticed the protrusion. So counterpoint, depending on the size of the DR, I never noticed the protrusion or that,
I call it my alien baby.
I never had the fortune of having the alien baby. But I did feel it was more of an awkwardness or a strain to sit up, disconnectedness. And that is the other thing that women often come in when they are seeking care from us, and they say, I feel disconnected from my abs. Maybe they've tried to return to some kind of exercise that they used to love,
or their jazzercise or whatnot, for sure.
And they're just aware that they don't feel connected through their midsection anymore. It feels like the signal's not getting through or to that area. So that is another symptom.
So if you're dealing with any of those things, we have an awesome download for you today that we're going to drop in the comments. If you're watching this on Facebook, it's in our link. If you're watching our bio, if you are watching this on Instagram.
Last but not least, the general mom pooch.
Oh, sorry.
Right? I just realized that's the last one, and that's a big one that many women are very upset about after baby comes. And they've tried to get to some exercise, and they're doing all the right things from a dieting and eating perspective, but their belly is just poochy and puffy and
well, and P.S., if you're having dietary or stomach issues, that is also a piece of, I know for my DR, it really does also, it can disrupt digestion as well.
but we can get into that topic at another
Back
time.
to that,
but,
yes. So the
but
thing
that could also be causing that feeling of poochiness and inflammation and whatnot.
That's also absolutely a factor. But so today we're offering you the opportunity to learn how to correctly check yourself for the DR and how to begin closing it on your own. You can do this. All the women that work with us learn this piece and this technique. And even if you were checked for a DR in your whoever's office, it doesn't mean, and maybe they said you didn't have one, you might still have one. Trust your body and listen to that list of the top 5 symptoms we just gave. You might still have one. A lot of those people are trained to do their job very well, but that does not include, again, the gap in care for women. That doesn't include actually correctly checking you for that DR. So we are here to help teach you that today and teach you how to begin closing it. And that is, again, link below the video or in our bio. Grab that one today. It won't be up there forever.
And there's a video walking you through simple instructions for both of these techniques, both to check it and then to be able to close it. There's also a PDF. So you have lots of info. We would love it if after you check yourself, come back over here, let us know how wide yours is, or if you have any questions as you're going through the process of checking yourself for this, if you're hitting any roadblocks, please drop that below. We'd love to be able to help you troubleshoot that. This is an important thing for you to know if you have, because there are some things that you could be doing currently that are actually making this worse. And so we're not telling you, the thing that women, when we treat in person, immediately their eyeballs get really big and they're like, what do you mean I can't do it? I'm not saying forever. I'm saying you're going to need to hit the pause button on some of those things for the short term, because you want to give yourself the opportunity to heal from this wound, as we discussed earlier.
Exactly. Give yourself that grace. But how will you know if you need to give yourself that grace if you don't go learn how to correctly check and then begin to close this wound? So that's what we're here to offer you today. And send us all the hard questions. We're here, we're ready. This is what we do. This is what we specialize in. We're so passionate about it. We want to help. And we know you're ready to learn this, and we're here to help you.
So we're excited about the next couple weeks coming up. We've got some great mama interviews that are going to be coming down the pipe. And then we're excited because next month is Sexual Health Awareness Month. So be on the lookout for more content pertaining to that as well.